waiting for no jokes.
Keep going.
Hey.
Moment.
Keep
I think we're live.
going.
All right, we are live apparently. Hello. We are No Jokes, the improv troupe for Northeastern University. I am Brandon. My pronouns are he, him, his. I am a 5th year computer science major, and I am very excited to answer some questions today. And this is
Hi,
Sydney.
I'm Sydney. I'm a 3rd year communications and media and screen studies major, and I run social media for No Jokes.
Cool, I'll go.
Yeah.
Hi, y'all. My name is Andrew. I'm a 4th year MIS and data science major at Northeastern.
Hello, I'm JD. I'm a 5th year in CS, and I'm the treasurer for No Jokes.
Hi, I'm Peggy. I'm a rising 2nd year, I guess it's 2nd year now, in architecture. And yeah.
I'm Riley. I'm Riley. I'm a 3rd year theater and media and screen studies student. Yep, that's it. That's it. That's all I got.
Oh yeah. I'm Cece. I'm a 2nd year and I'm a communications media screen studies major. Yeah.
Awesome. Look at us. So many disciplines, so many stories. Crazy. We'll just start with the questions we have from our Instagram poll that we put up earlier, and some other questions that we just thought would help to have answered for people who have never heard of us before. So our first question is, what do you guys do? And the answer to that is simple. We do improv. We do it in a few settings. We do it in community-based open jams, as well as shows and workshops, other opportunities to learn and try out new things. Does anyone else have anything they want to add to that? Awesome. We're going. So our next question is, how do I get involved? And of course, this is a very different semester for that. And we have a few different routes for involvement this year. They're included in watching our shows, which we will be planning on having later in the semester. We'll have online engagement through social media and jams. Does anyone want to talk about sort of the structure of jams and how that'll look this semester?
Sure, yeah. So jams this semester are going to be a little bit different because we're not able to all meet in a room and just get to practice improv like usual. If you're new and you don't know what jams are, it is a chance for anybody, no matter how much improv you've done, to come and just play some games. It's like 1.5 to 2 hours a week, just on Thursday nights. Everybody comes, it's just fun. There is no judgment, and it's just so you can practice. This year, sadly, we can't do that, where we're all in the same room and we get to play the improv games together. So this semester is going to probably have a combination of activities. We will try to meet once a week once it gets started, and there will be a combination of some outdoor activities if you're comfortable staying really far apart, practicing like that. We might have some Netflix watch parties for, what's the improv special?
Middleditch and Schwartz.
Yeah. We're thinking about having different games online, maybe some sort of, Jackbox games. And then we're going to practice some of the improv games like line games, but in some sort of virtual form. So every week will be something to do. It will be a little bit different, but we would definitely love to have you.
And when we do actually have concrete plans of when this is happening, where it's happening, where you can find it, you're going to be able to see that either on our Instagram, which is NEU No Jokes, our Facebook, which if you just look up No Jokes, our page will come up. It has our logo on it, which is the same as it is on this YouTube channel. We also have an email list. If you'd like to be subscribed to that, you can shoot us an email at nojokesimprov@gmail.com. Can you tell that my position is social media?
And yeah, it's going to be a changing thing, and everything will be updated. We'll have lots of cool opportunities to get involved. So stay up to date because we will give you many things to do, especially as it gets colder. We will keep you entertained, we promise. So next question, what if I've never done improv before? That's fine, we love teaching it. In the call, raise your hand if you had never done improv before going to your first improv jam. That's most of us. Wow, crazy. And we're on the troop now. So we'll get into that a bit more later, but the most people who audition for our troop come to jams first, and they learn and practice by meeting people and taking part in our little community and building the skill that way. There's really not much you need going into it to be able to have a good time with it and learn from it. You don't need to be funny. You don't need to be able to be super witty or anything. It's really just, I'm not, no. Yeah, it's just a fun learning experience. Does anyone else have any tales about their early improv? Helia, take it away.
Hi, I'm Cece again. Yeah, like I literally just like heard about No Jokes through a friend the night before the audition, and I showed up, and it was so much fun. Like even if you haven't been able to go to a jam, which is like so much fun, because we can't really do the same kind of jams like we used to this semester, and you just like want to audition and like see what we're about and everything, totally do that. It's so much fun regardless if you have like any experience or a lot of experience. Like it's really a great group of people and it's always so much fun. I've never not had a fun time. So yeah, all right, going back on mute. So
All right, so moving on through these pre-generated questions. The next one that we wanted to touch on is talking about the time commitment and what that looks like. We're all a bit more involved than most members of our community are, being that we're in the troop. We practice regularly as well as facilitating all the other events that go on. But for a regular member of our community, there's really no strict time commitment. You can come and go as you like. We don't require you to come to a certain number of meetings for anything. We don't have any attendance or anything like that. You can show up once and show up again in 3 months, and we'll be excited to see you as we were on the first day. And
On top of that, when you do show up, don't feel obligated at all that you need any certain level of participation. If you want to come to a virtual jam and just watch for some fun entertainment on a random night when you might be stuck in your dorm, feel free to do that. There's absolutely no pressure to participate to any degree. It's really just whatever you want to make it is what it'll be.
yeah. Does anyone else have anything on participation before I move on? Amazing. So if you really want to get involved like all of us did, you may be wondering about auditions. Those are going to look a little different this year, and we don't have all the specifics figured out yet. But if you stay up to date with us and follow our socials, we will keep you informed when we do have the final information that's set in stone on that. We are planning on having them this semester, but the way they will look and the way that they will sort of happen is going to be very different from how it normally would. So we're still working with that. It's a whole process, and you will know as soon as we do. But that is something to look forward to if you're interested. We all did it. That's why we're here. So why should you care? If you don't want to audition and you just, like, what's the point of doing improv? Make silly voices, pretend you're a person. What does that do? There's so many transferable skills. Does anyone want to talk about them?
I have a really good one right here. So say you're Captain Nemo and you're 20,000 leagues under the sea. You're being attacked by a giant squid, and all you have is a pop socket, a javelin, and three dice. Most people would panic. If you did tennis, you'd panic because you tried to hit it like a tennis ball with the javelin, and you'd miss because you don't have the big waffle at the end of it. All right, you'd be doomed. But since you're doing improv, you're gonna have lots of ideas, and it helps you think quick on your feet. So when you're 20,000 leagues under the sea being attacked by a giant squid, there's gonna be no problems at all. No problems at all. Also, it's really good for interviews.
Yeah, so okay. I have a giant squid now. So yeah, that's a good point. If anyone wants to elaborate further on like interviewing, Peggy, I saw you had something.
Yeah,
I don't think there's
actually, I was
any-
hoping to comment on the nautical aspects of improv. No, but in all honesty, I was applying for big boy jobs, and we talked about my academic career for maybe 5 minutes, and the rest was entirely based on my experience with this troupe. Employers love to see that you get out there, you're creative, you're doing something that's fun and exciting that you enjoy, and it's also healthy for you. I personally found that it was really healthy for me to have like an outlet where I could be a goofball for a few hours every week. So I would highly encourage everyone to come to Jam, see what it's about, audition if you like.
I would also say that it helps with confidence so much. Like when you've been in a scene and all of a sudden there's like, it's a life or death situation because you didn't fry the egg correctly, stuff like that. Talking to somebody about a job interview is not quite as scary. It's a little bit easier, or like to talk to your landlord and ask for a rent abatement because there's a hole in the wall. It helps you with the stakes of things, I think.
For sure. And I mean, I'm an architecture major. And so part of what we have to do as a curriculum is stand up and present our work, which I know isn't particularly specific to architecture, but a lot of times what will happen is that you have to answer questions from the visiting professors or the professionals. You have to defend your work. And I've definitely grown more confident coming to improv and then going back and being able to think of things on the spot and also just kind of stand my ground about that. So definitely helped me there.
Yeah, and talking even more about like the interview process, my second co-op, the previous co-op who was interviewing me had seen one of our shows, and we like instantly connected over that, and I'm pretty sure they gave me a great recommendation solely on that. So it really is a huge thing. People enjoy learning more about that of you, and also like helping you with it.
I did in my interview specifically get asked the question, so how do you think your improv skills will help you with this job here? And it worked. I was going into a social media community management job at Reebok, and I was just like, yeah, I know how to answer people. I know how to think of things on the fly and come up with fun solutions. And I really think that helped me get my job, and people were just loving to hear about it.
We have one question from someone in the chat of how many people are usually at jams, and that is normally like around 20 or so. We'll be hosting, as we said, sort of the online solutions for that, and then also some outdoor possibilities, which also goes into the next question from not Edie from New and Improv, someone else,
not.
Don't worry about it, as they said, which is, are we still doing jams? And we did talk a bit about that, but we are planning on it. We have a few different solutions through online means like Jackbox games, planning to do Netflix parties for improv specific shows, and we're toying with the idea of online games that fit that format well as outdoor jams in smaller groups with cool social distancing. And yeah, as well, we're running near the end of our pre-generated questions and our Instagram poll questions. So if anyone has any additional questions, please throw them in the YouTube chat.
This is an important one.
Yes, this is from the Instagram.
We were asked, where is my dog? Does anyone know?
Oh, this is
Oh,
troubling.
no.
Yes.
Oh no.
Okay, Cece knows where the dog is. That is good.
Okay.
That is good. We were also asked, how often are performances? So we currently have 3 actual shows scheduled for the upcoming semester. And those are one in October,
October 17th,
one in November,
November 21st,
and one in December,
December 19th, but that's also super late, so maybe subject to change.
probably going to be changed. But yes, we will be having shows and they will be roughly once a month. We're also planning on trying to do some fun and entertaining like online Zoom stuff for y'all to watch and enjoy while you're stuck inside for the foreseeable future. So once a month for traditional shows and then interspersed with online content. Also, because I realize we have not touched on what shows will look like. There are, of course, going to be restrictions on our in-person shows. We will be doing them outside on the green spaces on campus. The final destination has not been locked in, but we have been given the choice of a couple.
They're gonna most likely have some type of reservation system if you do want to be in the audience. In all honesty, we're not completely sure what the protocols are going to be, what it's going to look like. We just know we've been allotted the space, we've been given the time. We're going to be working with people closely at CSI to make sure that we can put something together that like works and has the same energy as our shows usually do, but is still completely safe for anyone involved.
To answer, there's a little bit of a scuffle going on in the comment section here, but we do have a TikTok now. We're making content someday.
Our data is going to TikTok. Thank you for asking.
Hell yeah, we're gonna be uploading all kinds of short videos. And yeah, does anyone want to talk about Spruce? I saw that mentioned.
Sure. Yeah, so very similar to regular jams, Spruce is the same content. It's just exclusively open to non-cis men. It's a great place to come and try stuff out. Super supportive environment. Again, you don't have to have any improv experience to come. It's super fun. And sometimes we just kind of hang out. Sometimes we have we've done really good improv and it's a nice entry into it. Does anybody else have thoughts? It's usually like once a month, but we'll see.
I really like Spruce, not because I feel like I'm not welcomed at jams. I definitely think that there is a lot of a female or non-cis male presence there, and it's really fun. But I like Spruce. Woo, I can speak. I like Spruce in particular just because it's another opportunity that I get to practice improv, and it's just kind of like it's a different group. So it's always fun to practice, group energy off of different groups and everything. So that's part of why I like it.
Yeah, comedy is something that tends to be very just cis male dominated. So it's nice to kind of have a space where we can highlight different voices. And with Spruce in mind, that doesn't mean that traditional jams are like a free for all or somewhere that anyone would have any reason to not feel safe. We take like extreme pride in doing what we can to make sure that our space is as comfortable as possible for anyone. We want people to be clever. We want them to be creative. We don't just let edgy humor fly for a quick laugh. We try to encourage people to get others to smile and like not bring discomfort when it's not necessary. Just a little something there.
We love good, wholesome fun for the whole.
You can take us home to your parents.
Yes, but maybe don't. If you don't wanna. So throw more comments in there in that YouTube. I see there's a double-digit number of you watching. That's crazy.
I can't even count that right.
Yeah, that's more than I have on my hands. So ask questions.
Oh wait.
Please. Oh, there is
Yes.
one. Oh man.
Does Spruce have its own Engage? It does not. As of right now, Spruce is something that we are sort of still in the process of developing exactly how it's going to work and exist. It is sort of just a sub event of No Jokes. So we post about it on our No Jokes socials. Anything about it like goes through us. We could look into getting it its own Engage. I'm not exactly sure what is required for that, but
Yeah.
if you know, comment it.
While we wait for more questions, we have another from the Instagram poll, which really just brought in the greatest content, truly spectacular stuff. And that is, who is Gossip Girl? I don't think we've touched on this yet.
I think I know the answer to this one.
Connor Baker.
Yeah, it's Connor Baker.
Connor Baker.
It's,
It's Connor Baker.
yes.
Connor Baker actually did a really bad job of hiding the fact that he is Gossip Girl, because he would come into practices. Connor Baker is an alumni. He would come into practices giggling and like dropping little anonymous letters out of his pockets, and then he'd go tee and skip away. It was really obvious.
Terrible.
He would also just like, when he coughed, it sounded like XOXO every time.
Yeah.
Also, one
Without
time
fail.
he said to me, "I'm Gossip Girl."
So there you have it. What kind of improv games do you play? What's your favorites? From the YouTube comments. We play all kinds. We play improv games with 2 people. We play them with 6 people. It's really a wide variety. We do, for those who are familiar with improv, we do both short form and long form. And pretty much all that means is like short form are little short scenes that have some kind of game associated with them that's predetermined. So, for example, one that we commonly do is called Ding. It's a very common game in improv. Someone has a bell. When they ring it, you change what you just said to be something different. There is lots of different games along those lines, as well as long form, which is more free form and generally longer scenes, and you get to sort of explore what you want to do in those. And I love them all. Does anyone have any favorite games?
Oh, I
That was
got
also part of
one.
it.
I have a pretty good one. It's called Objection. Essentially, you start with a topic, and you argue about it. Just for as long as you can until someone objects. It just kinda-
Objection. I would say it's more of like a driven conversation than an argument, that just makes it sound so contentious, but I don't want to fight.
And the judge would say sustained for that, and then Riley would continue talking, and you keep going for some amount of time.
There's just too much conflict. No need to fight. Are we gonna play?
We're playing right now. I'm ready.
We have another comment. Comedy is
Another
rather.
favorite game.
Does anyone have any other favorite games? Me too. Objection, great content.
We're an objection-based group.
We have another comment. Comedy is rather subjective. So do you find it harder to entertain a group of people you've never met before? I find it that it stinks when I don't get a laugh out of people when I meet them. We often perform. Yeah, Cece, go get it.
Like my favorite thing about this group is that like even if you make a joke and it's just so bad, one person in the group like understands the feeling of a terribly made joke and they will laugh. And it's not like a I don't know, it's like a very supportive thing where like even when you're just being goofy and it's not like a beautifully structured joke with like woo, and like people they'll just like support you. It's like a very loving environment where it's not just like always just like trying to make people laugh and like milking the comedy aspect of it. It's just like trying to have fun. And like, I don't know, I feel like we always have each other's backs in that way. So yeah, I don't know if that really answered the question.
I totally agree with you, Cece. No matter how bad I do, you're always coming to rescue me. And it makes me feel so good because if I mess up, like it's so much easier doing it in this group or a group in general, like improv, because, like if people don't like your humor and you don't get a laugh out of them, it's someone else will come in and they'll save you and they'll make it funny, or they'll make it more
Yeah.
awkward, and then people will start laughing at that. So
Exactly. Gosh, it's such a great feeling. It's
a good
so
question.
One of the really fun things about improv that makes it way less horrifying than stand-up is people are ready for you to fail. That's like part of the fun.
Yeah.
And when you do, they laugh. And then when you like really nail something smart, they still laugh. Like they're just there to laugh at you, and they love doing it.
Yeah, you have the ability to make mistakes, and when you make a mistake, you can lean into it. You can lean so far into it that it becomes the joke of the scene, and suddenly your mistake is the reason everyone is laughing. It's great. It's like whether they're laughing at you or with you, it's still a great feeling.
We have another comment from Griffin. He says, or they say, "What's up?" Not much.
Hello.
We're doing a call. It's going well, I think. Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
I think that covers it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Hard question.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And if anyone has more questions, throw them in. We have another one. Do you ever write comedy sketches? Some of us do. If someone who is more involved in sketch wants to sort of plug that.
Sure, I can definitely speak to this. So there is an adjacent club, which is just starting up, called NU Sketch. If you are at all interested with that, feel free to message me. I can get you in the loop. It's a fun time over there. We do write sketches, read them, give critiques. It's overall a really good time. So again, if you have any questions with that, feel free to ping me.
Yeah. Super good friends with sketch people. They great club. We have another question. Do you ever get out of gas during improv? Example, you're running out of ad lib from the top of your head and your brain can't keep up with your mouth, if that makes sense. It does. We all do it. That is why we're a team, which is kind of what we were talking about earlier. We all are working together constantly on stage, and we often we go up there and have no idea what we're about to say or do. And I can be in the middle of a sentence and have no idea how it's going to end. And I don't panic because all these people are around me. And it's just such a supportive environment to be able to rely on other people to help you complete the joke or the scene, whatever you're trying to do. If anyone has sort of specific examples or feelings based on that.
I would say like the fatigue is definitely real. It's easy to just straight up run out of ideas. But that's part of why we practice and go to jams, and especially with jams where you get exposed to people with more ideas that aren't in the troupe all the time, which is really nice to just have more perspectives. And then, yeah, having a lot of practice is really the helpful thing. And listening is peak great listeners.
Also, I swear the more I hang out with you wonderful people and like everyone at jams, the more my brain just gets going. So these past 6 months, it's been not good. And I'm sure that once I get back into it, I'll have like zero ideas, but it gets easier as you go. So if you're worried about that, come practice with us. It'll be fun and it gets easy.
And also, before we ever really do anything like as a troupe, we always do like check-ins, which seem like, what? Why would you need to do that? It's like, no, it's so nice because some days I'm really not feeling it. And it's better kind of making it like a communicated thing, like, hey, maybe today I'm not feeling so well. So other people kind of know, like, oh, hey guys, my roommates are screaming at me. But it's just good to know like where you guys are before you start like making jokes together, because then it kind of just like spells out the dynamic of like what the group will look like and stuff throughout the practice. So yeah.
Also, when it comes to like the burnout on stage or anything like that, the audience is such a great resource for that, because like we can't have improv, we can't have our scenes without suggestions from the audience. Like that is our entire basis. And there's nothing stopping you from editing a scene in the middle and going like, you know what, guys, I think I had something different for breakfast today than I told you I did. what is it? And then having the audience yell something out for you. Or you can always look around, and there are loads of resources that can help you just pick up inspiration, call back to something that you've seen in a previous scene, and you can find ways to keep yourself going again.
Yeah. Thank you. That was a really good question. All right, back to the Instagram questions while we wait for another YouTube commenter. We have I don't think this was from Instagram, but it's on our document. It suddenly appeared. Who is Kevin? Who is Kevin? Who is Kevin? Who is Kevin? You better watch out. Does anyone have any comments they would like to throw that way? I think JD has.
I don't know who Kevin is. I'm sorry, I can't help you.
All right. We have another from the Instagram poll, and that is, who's afraid of Virginia Woolf? And I think we could just do a show of hands here, if that's good. All right. Okay, we all fear Virginia Woolf. If there is anyone who does not have that fear, please
Wait, can I
audition.
tell you why I'm scared of Virginia Woolf?
Please go ahead. Yes.
Okay. Because last year I was a freshman and Virginia Woolf just came out of a bush around Centennial and spooked me really bad with a water gun. And so just didn't put a good first impression in my mouth. And that's not the saying. It didn't make a good first impression.
Virginia Woolf. Wait, Virginia Woolf got you with a water gun too?
Yeah.
She got me with a water gun when I was leaving Wollaston's. I was
It's
eating
really-
potato chips and she filled the bag with water. It was disgusting. I fear her because that is the cruelest thing another human being has ever done to me.
This is really crazy that you guys both mentioned the water gun, because I was going to I had this whole like cracker house built, and I had a label on it that said, "Please don't squirt me with water because the whole cracker house will fall down." This was for an important engineering project, and you know, Virginia Woolf just saw it, looked me right in the eyes, and just it was all gone. It was all gone, everybody.
This is all adding up now that you're all mentioning getting squirted, because a few intervals of time ago was going to dive into the pool at Cabot, and it was just completely drained. I just fell into the shallow end like a fool, because Virginia Woolf had just drained it dry to squirt people at various public locations. It looks like we're not getting many more questions about improv. So we, I think, are going to wait the 15 seconds that are the delay of the stream to you watching it
You
at home.
can't break the fourth wall.
Oh no, they're gonna know.
We could play
If we
objection
don't get much more,
while we're waiting.
what can we do?
We could play objection. Since it
Objection.
seems to be everyone's favorite. Oh,
We shouldn't play.
Oh my
the-
god, we have
hello.
questions. Oh, we just got 2 questions.
nice.
So maybe second.
Good idea, Peg. Yeah.
I think you already talked about this, but is there any specific genres of comedy that you don't allow? Does anyone want to cover sort of our?
I mean, it's not that there's anything we explicitly don't allow besides things that are racist, ist of any kind, or homophobic, stuff like that. Anything that puts down another group, we don't allow that, because this should be a space to uplift people as opposed to putting them down. And the kind of the mindset behind like dark comedy is hard to address that kind of thing in an improv situation where you're coming up with it on the spot. Typically, dark comedy is very scripted and you have chances and time to run that past people. It can be a very dangerous game to try and throw that in off the top of your head.
Yeah, we live in an absurd little world together, and we like to share it with others, and people like it usually. We have another question, also very relevant, but I keep noticing that some of you guys seem to be phasing in and out of existence in the Zoom call. Yes, Andrew is ethereal. This was,
Oh no.
oh no, oh God, it's happening.
He's transforming again.
Okay, all right, we may have some limited time here before we all start, just,
Not her too.
okay. Does anyone have some, oh geez.
What have I done?
We're back.
Badly done.
We're back.
What have I
here.
done?
Dreadful bit.
I'm so sorry.
We do the best we can. So, thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope you learned something about improv, or no jokes even, maybe the Northeastern community. Maybe you didn't know what Wollaston's was before, and we mentioned it one time, and now you're like, huh, I wonder what that is.
Or maybe
Don't
you're
go there.
Googling
You all-
Virginia Woolf because you didn't get to be a part of that bit, but you really wanted to be, but you didn't know where to step in. Maybe that's going to be something for you.
And maybe the anticipation of us playing objection when Peggy suggested it was just like too much for you to handle and you can't deal with us not doing it. Well, we're not going to do it now. But if that anticipation just eats away at you for the coming weeks and months, you know where to find us.
Also, if you ever become Captain Nemo and you're 20,000 leagues under the sea, please call me. Just because, I think I could probably help you out there because I got a lot of ideas in a situation like that.
I'm seeing a comment that says, no jokes has jokes. And I don't know who told you that, but I'm going to need you to not spread that information around because that is very private, and if that gets out, we're through. So just keep that away from the public eye and ear. There are more comments happening. What's happening? This is just spam now. All right. Thank you. What did you type?
The social media handles.
Oh, yes, those are actually good.
Beautiful.
We have our social media. Please follow it. Email us your feelings. We'll respond. Yeah, we hope to see some of you in whatever forms are legal this year, and we will do our best to make any and all of those happen. I think, am I being called? Oh my God.
My fin is very small and I'm lost. My fin is so small and I am lost. Will you help me find my dad? Oh wait, no, I'm rebelling on an adventure.
All right.
I'm not lost. Don't come find me. Don't call this number.
All right. Well, you got a cool one side of that conversation.
Oh, I didn't either.
So we're going to say goodbye for now. I hope we see some of you soon. Thank you for taking the time out of your Monday. Good luck in classes.
And you can find us at the Fall Fest tomorrow if you have
Yes,
questions
do
and
that.
want to talk one-on-one.
And if you see any of us on campus, point and laugh at us, and
Please.
we'll do a little dance or something. I don't know.
And feel free to reach out to any of us if you have any further questions, or if you want to send hate exclusively to me. My ego needs to be boosted down a few pegs. Please send me hate comments. Thank you.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.